Hello and welcome to Global News Factory. In today's video, I have a message for Trump, for EU, for Zelensky and for Western media. Dear Trump, better warm up that teleprompter. It is time for one more speech condemning Putin because apparently the only time you care about Ukraine is when Russia hits back. Silence when Zelensky strikes and outrage when Putin responds. That is not diplomacy, that is theater.
I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people, and I don't know what the hell happened to Putin. I'm killing a lot of people, and
Dear Western media, sharpen your pens and prep your Pulitzer-worthy moral outrage because your activists conveniently lose their eyesight when Ukraine launches drone strikes, sabotages bridges, or smuggles FPVs into Russian territory. But the moment Russia retaliates, you somehow rediscover your keyboards to shout, Putin is a war criminal. And dear Ursula von der Leyen and EU bureaucrats, polish that spreadsheet of useless sanctions. Russia's economy grew while yours teetered. But sure, slap one more embargo on Siberian pine cones if that makes you feel powerful. And Zelensky? Sir, get your international donation box ready. One more round of "we need aid or democracy dies" is around the corner. Cue the piano, cue the tears, cue the emotional speeches to parliaments. Because here is the truth, Russia has been attacked again, not with words, with warheads. Ukraine has claimed responsibility for one of the boldest assaults on Russian air power. Over 40 bombers targeted at the Belaya Airbase in Irkutsk, deep in Siberia. Smoke, flames, explosions, not near the border. This is the heartland. Ukraine's SBU released a video showing what appears to be a successful drone strike. They call it Operation Spider's Web. Cooked up over a year and a half. Drones smuggled in, disguised as cabin wood, and launched from inside Russian territory. This is not guerrilla warfare, this is a Hollywood-grade sabotage mission, one we are told personally overseen by Zelensky. Let that sink in. The man who has been screaming for peace in Istanbul is the same man sending kamikaze drones into Russia. The same man who wants a ceasefire after he has launched the biggest airbase assault of this war. And the West knew about it. Axios reported that Ukraine informed the US before the attack. So apparently the global policeman knew the air bases were going to be attacked. And it gave Kyiv the green light. How is that neutrality? But there is more. This drone ambush follows two sabotage incidents on Russian infrastructure. In Bryansk, a bridge collapses, crushing trucks and killing passengers on a train below. Same day, in Kursk, a railway bridge collapses while a freight train passes. Coincidence or coordination? And now, Ukraine is being plugged deeper into NATO's war grid. They have officially been granted access to Link 16, the e-brain used by NATO to link air and missile systems. Ukraine's deputy defense minister called it military Wi-Fi. But let's call it what it really is, NATO-grade war control. This means Ukraine's F-16s will be connected to Western satellites, radars, and weapons in real time. Ukraine is not just using Western weapons now, it is now wired into the Western military-industrial nervous system. But somehow Russia is still expected to sit at a peace table and act surprised when its bombers are torched. Enough. Putin has now convened an emergency security council meeting, and you do not call all your generals, spies and ministers unless something big is about to go down. The question is not if Russia will respond, but how hard. And here is the chilling irony. Just hours before this massive escalation, both sides had agreed to another round of peace talks in Istanbul. Zelensky's people were flying to Turkey, and so was the Russian delegation. A ceasefire was on the table. And then boom, planes attacked, bridges collapsed, Moscow humiliated. It is deja vu. Last time peace talks were planned, Ukraine launched an assassination attempt on Putin's helicopter convoy, and the Western media? Silent. When Russia hit, headlines screamed Putin sabotages peace process. You see, peace is never on the Western agenda, not for NATO, not for the EU, not for Trump, and certainly not for the military industrial complex that makes billions, trillions every time a Russian plane burns. And when Russia strikes back, and it will, the Western world will clutch its pearls again. It will cry about disproportionate responses and human rights. The same West that cheered the drone attacks and sabotage will act like this was not coming. But Russia was pushed, provoked, played, and it is not going to sit idle anymore. Peace died a long time ago. The funeral was private. The pallbearers were Zelensky, NATO, and a US foreign policy addicted to proxy wars. The mask is off, and now the gloves are too.